So I have been wanting to make a YouTube channel for a while, and I have made videos of varying different kinds of content, and I haven't been consistent about it, and I deleted a few videos even though they got a really good reception, and that's largely because I don't know the direction of the channel, or at least I didn't at the time. And yeah, but anyway, I am filming a vlog today. I really want to go outside and exercise. It's a bit windy, and I'm not a huge fan of that. If it was raining and windy, I'd be more inclined to exercise, but because it's just windy, I'm not super excited because it's just, there's going to be a lot of like dust and my skin's going to get really dry. Yeah, let's see. What do I want to talk about? Do I have anything specific that I want to talk about? I don't know. I'm just walking around the house right now with the camera. It's just kind of awkward. I could walk around outside with the camera, but I don't want to. Hi. So, I saw this video, and I saw this video with Casey on YouTube, and he was talking about why we work. And he was talking about how we work because we want a sense of accomplishment, how there's more to it than money, and I completely agree with that. That reminds me of Aristotle and how there's this internal idea that we have for perfection, this idea that we're trying to kind of become this person that we believe that we could be, this idealized version of ourselves. And I don't know, it's relevant for me because I've taken a very untraditional path with regards to a lot of choices that I've made. I had a really good job, I quit it, I got other jobs, I quit them, and I mean, money matters, but that wasn't why I quit my job, the first one or the ones following. I quit them because I felt like they weren't helping me become the person that I wanted to be. And I feel like, I don't know, I guess I feel like I need a certain environment for that. Like, the job that I was working at, it was the sort of thing where if I were to sit in a certain place, if I were to sit in the cafeteria with my laptop, it would, I don't know, they would think it's odd. If I were to do yoga during my office or my lunch hour, they would think it's odd. And while I don't necessarily care if people think I'm odd, it's more so the sort of thing where when these people are paying you, there's a level in which they can hold it against you. Like, do what I say. Don't do yoga in the office. Sit in your chair in a certain way. Don't wear yoga pants. Even though everyone else gets to wear jeans, how is that fair? This transition period that I'm in my life right now, it's a bit difficult for me because I feel like I am really trying to rewrite my life with not a lot of information to go off of. I mean, I feel like our society, the culture that we grow up into, the family, the friends that we have, give us a sort of notion of what to work with regards to what we should respect, what we should admire, what we should live up to, who we should become. And I've always been the kind of person where I can hear what you're saying, but I don't necessarily agree with what you're saying. And that really applies to how I feel about society and how I feel about how I live my life. And it's difficult for me because I feel like a lot of life choices that I make are very untraditional. In terms of, I think that I ultimately pursue my freedom, my autonomy, my happiness more than anything. And it's ostracized me. It's put me in a position where a lot of people around me in my life Not so much now because I'm starting to come out of this period, but there was a difficult time in my life where I felt like my friends, my family didn't understand. They didn't understand why I would quit my job, why I'd move back from the city, and it was just they didn't understand what I valued. And I think more than that, because they couldn't understand what I valued and how certain actions that seem normal, like taking a good paying job that kind of makes you unhappy, that seems normal for most people. That seems really normal for most people. And there's a level in which I think that this notion of pursuing your happiness and pursuing your freedom and pursuing your autonomy, it is a libertarian idea, but aside from politics, I think it's an idea that is much more attainable today. I think for the people that I am becoming disconnected from, the idea is really difficult. And the idea is really difficult because, for a really simple reason, we're coming into a place in our time where we live in a gig economy, where it's really easy to have your own business and to make a living from it. Whereas I think that before the commonplace of technology, before things like the internet, before everyone had a camera, it was much more difficult to be in a position to kind of create your own work, create your own job. And it's a lot easier now, and it's a lot easier now because of the prevalence of technology, because technology is so common. And I think I'm at a point where I'm okay with people disagreeing with me. I think it's more so the fact that I'm just trying to find my place in the world in terms of finding the people in the world that I vibe with. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm interested in making a YouTube channel, because I think that it'll help me find those people wherever they are in the world. And I think that it's great, because we live in a time where technology is fucking everywhere. I can talk to someone fucking in Sweden, I could talk to someone in fucking New York. I'm not in either of those places, and I've traveled to New York, but I haven't traveled to Sweden. And so that's a really exciting thing, because then you get to experience and engage with people in other cultures and other places. And I don't know, I wouldn't say that I'm the best with technology or I'm up to date on technology and all of the experimental and extreme versions and that exist, but I'm hopeful about it. I think that the biggest exciting thing that's come from technology, at least in my perspective, is the ability to really communicate with it in a way that you couldn't before. Because it's so easy to communicate so quickly, globally. It's really the sort of thing where information is disseminated and transferred just at a pace that I feel like it makes it really simple and really easy for our culture and society to evolve at an amazing pace. And I'm sure if you go 200 years into the future, it won't be as exciting. But I think that the period that we're living in right now is an amazing turning point in terms of, yeah, you get to kind of see, like, I mean, in the 80s and the 90s, like, technology was, like, still kind of developing. And I feel like we're at a point now where all of the essentials in terms of, like, email and cell phones and computers, I feel like all of the essentials that we needed technology to do for us, we've got down. And I feel like we're at a time in history where we have the essentials down with technology, but we're at a point where, because we have the essentials down with regards to technology, we're at a point where we can use technology for more frivolous purposes. I don't have VR, but I see people who have VR, and it's like the most entertaining shit ever. And